Okay, welcome back. I want to take you straight now to Cape Town at the World Economic Forum, is where we find anchor Nompumelelo Ziziba, and she's getting more reaction with regards to the death of Robert Mugabe. A very good morning to you once again, Nompu.
Thanks very much, Blaine. Well, given that the world is here in Cape Town for the World Economic Forum, we're fortunate enough to get a few people to get their response or their reaction to the passing of the late Robert Mugabe. And I'm joined in our studio by Bineta Diop. She's the African Union Envoy for Women and Children. Thanks very much, ma'am, for joining us. Just a quick response from you, a reaction on the passing of Robert Mugabe.
As an African woman, I think today is we are all mourning because Mugabe is an icon in the continent. In 2015, the continent, the African Union, have elected him to be the chair of the African Union. And I think it's because Mugabe has done a lot he's a freedom fighter. He's somebody that have been in the revolution, in the transformation of this continent, and everybody recognized that. And I think it was good for the leaders of Africa to say, yes, before you pass away, we want to recognize you as a leader of the continent. I think that is what we need to remember today on that. But there is also a lesson we should learn on the trajectory of Mugabe. Being a freedom fighter, having liberated his country, but also the fact that our leaders stay too long in power. Because there is life after power. And that is where maybe, if there is a mistake that, we need to tell our elders that at a certain time, you don't retire from power. It means that you continue to do something else for this continent.
Yes.
There are so many conflicts going on, and we need the wise men that have a lot of experience that continue to be the elders,
yes,
and to transmit their knowledge to the younger generation. We have new young leaders in the continent, yes, that are in the government, that are in governance, and people like Mugabe should, on a certain time, retire and make sure not retire from the power, but retire to make sure that they are also servicing the continent, the Africa. So I think that is today what we remember. Maybe there was a missed opportunity, what we have seen in Zimbabwe. Maybe also we will put some criticism on the kind of leadership that at the end of the day we have seen. But I think in the whole Africa, we like to celebrate our old people,
yes,
our elders, and what we remember is a freedom fighter, somebody who speaks his mind. And I remember seeing him sitting hours and hours, sometimes sleepy, that's real, but also sometimes waking up and telling the truth to the whole world, and there are certain times you need that. You
yes,
need somebody who is wise enough, somebody who's old enough who can tell something that everybody loves and everybody say at the same time it is serious issues,
yes,
and we need to address it. So I think it's a mourning day today for all of Africa. We lost a son of this continent, and I think that it's all over Africa we will remember President Mugabe.
Madam, thank you very much for your response. As
you.
I mentioned there, that's Bineta Diop. She's the AU Envoy for Women and Children, just giving us her response, her reaction on the passing of Robert Mugabe. Back to you, Blaine.